So we're just getting ready to go here. We're just finalizing, we're just fueling and deffing. We tested the lentils, they are dry, so we're gonna get rambling here pretty quick. I'm just pulling out these concaves, filler plates. Concave filler plates is what I'm pulling out. We thought we were gonna go into wheat first, but we're going to lentils. So I did the one side there, so we're just gonna pop out this other one. These are all new doors, because remember last year that they were leaking. See if I can get this out with one hand. Yep, not well though. Hold on, there we go. Pretty much need two hands for that. So anyway, you got this little step here. You got easy access to the concaves. I really like that. Obviously the pan is all the way up, where the concave is lowered, because there normally is a lot more gap than this. But anyway, let's just pop these things out. There, I just took the pin out. See if I can do this. One, these are finger snappers. Then you just grab them here, pop them out, set it on the ground, pop it out, set it on the ground, and then so on and so forth. And once you got them out, we'll put our panel back in here. And I did point this out on the last video, but these are all new concaves. Basically what they did is they stuck this here bar in, the center one. Gives all these bars a little bit more strength, and this is how you lock in your filler plate. I know there's some questions, Mike, what are filler plates? What are they used for? So let's just address that right now. So these are small wire concaves. In my last video with the honeybee header there, I showed you the large wire. So basically just imagine every other wire out, so that you can easily stick your finger through. We only use large wire concaves when we're in chickpeas. Otherwise, everything else is small wire concave. So typically you put filler plates up, start up the front. You stick one here, or you can stick one here. It depends. Every farmer is different. Every combine is different. Every concave is different. Every year can be different, even with the same concave, same combines, same crop, just due to weather. So for example, last year we were harvesting hard red spring wheat. It was really baked into the head. How does it get baked into the head? It gets baked into the head when we have 35-degree heat with the wind blowing. It just bakes it right into the head so tight. It takes a lot of threshing, a lot of rubbing with the rub bars and the concaves to get it thrashed out. But the problem is it's going through very quickly, and if it's not going through very quickly, it's dropping very quickly. So filler plates are a tool that you can use to keep it in the concave longer for extra threshing. All right, does that make sense? So for example, hard red spring wheat, we put 3 filler plates in or 2 filler plates in, depending on what we were doing, and you can adjust this as you're going. So you stick one there, and what it's doing, it's not allowing anything to get out. It's extra threshing, extra threshing, extra threshing. But the problem now is now you have a lot of grain to get out quickly. So if you were to filler plate this whole thing, you're gonna throw it out the back big time. Why? Because this is the pan. All the grain drops on the pan right here, and it shakes it, and it drops it back in, right? So if you drop it back there, it's just gonna overload your sieves. And you don't wanna be overloading your sieves. You want it to drop here. But if you don't have any filler plates in, well, now it's dropping full heads, it's just dropping a whole pile of stuff, and this has got to go through your return. So now you're overloading your return. So, sorry about that. So, if you were going to put 2 or 3 filler plates in here, you're pretty much plugging this whole thing up, and you would only do that on hard threshing. Now you pretty much need to have wide bar filler plates or wide bar concaves back here, so you can just dump the grain out. You need to get that grain out of this concave one way or the other. You don't want it to go all the way to the back. Sending it all the way back is overloading a lot of stuff back there, in which case you're probably just going to spit it right out the back end of the combine. You don't want to do that. So, filler plates are tools. If you were on easy thrashing, something that would knocked out quick, maybe you knocked out a certain percentage really quick, you could leave this one open, get some out, and then throw in some filler plates for extra thrashing, and then get it out quick over here with a wide bar concave. We have all the different sorts of concaves and these filler plates, so those are all just tools, okay? So every crop is different, like I said, so you just pretty much just got to dig into it and check your sample. So since these filler plates are tools, we want to take them all with us in our toolbox somehow. So I'm gonna figure this out right away. And going back into the concaves, we want to point out one other thing. Lentils are easy thrashing. We won't put any filler plates in lentils. Chickpeas are very fragile and also easy thrashing. We would go wide concaves for those. It's only wheat, durum, and canola we use the narrow concaves. There we go. We got them all taped together. Ashton's been helping me with this. It took a couple tries to figure this out, but I think we're gonna get her. There we go. So we got all these up here, and then we got our tools down here. This actually, they didn't want to fit down here either, just because this comes out too much, believe it or not. But that works perfect. We can still get everything closed. Good thing this thing's got really deep toolboxes. Either that or we need a place where we can hang all these things. But that will work. Just doing some finalizations. Ashton's prepping her combine. This is hers. Putting our iPads in. That's how we work on our automation. And yeah, things are coming, guys. We'll get a little better view here. 2 half legs. And 5 don't. What?
Waiting to get my bougie flag.
The bougie flag. Alright, we're over and out. I shouldn't mention that these 2 side light bars, they're on a separate switch. So we can shut those off. And we can also shut this one off on a separate switch. So we don't have to run them if we don't want to. And if a grain cart's coming up and you can't see, we can shut them off or whatever soever. So we do have lots of options. And I am looking forward to them. Well, we're getting closer, guys. We're fueled and deft. It goes down, our full line, I guess, the dealers down here. They're just updating our GPS subscriptions, doing some tinkering, and we're about ready to roll. What are you doing, Ashton? What's up?
Waiting.
Waiting for what?
Waiting to harvest.
I know. So close. Why are you wearing a case hat? You're running a Fendt combine.
Because you gotta stay true.
Oh man, Ashton is definitely a case girl for sure. Well, how much longer are we gonna have to wait here?
Waiting on a man.
What? No,
Story of
we're.
my life.
Hey, you're not waiting on me. We're waiting on the tech over there, doing some updates, and then we're rolling out. Yeah, we could move out 1 or 2 combines, but we're all moving together for the first field because these first few hours we're gonna be chasing a few nuts and bolts around and probably a sensor or 2, and gotta get everything calibrated and set and ready to rock and roll, and then we'll be going hard. All right, and on that note, we're done. And just like that, we're ready to rock and roll. Let's move out. I guess I will take lead. Kind of a cluster to get everybody out of here without any damage on anything, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Dad's gonna lead us down to the next field. First field, shouldn't say next, first field. Man, this is a wide header to move with. Sometimes I forget how wide this thing is. Yes, we do move with our headers on. Yes, we do go down the road with our headers on. We will trail them if we have to. But it's a pain in the butt to put them back on their transports and hook up again and then take them off the transports and or unhook, then take them off the, you know, you guys get the idea. There's nobody down here. We're good. So when you have fence posts out to the side, you have to pick up your header all the way and then tilt it up like this. Push that side down a little bit. Otherwise you won't clear all these fence posts, and I already told you what happens if you brush a fence post on the bottom of your header. It's bad news bears all the way around. So there's lots of maneuvering that you gotta do. The great thing is when you have 50 feet, is that you have a lot of height, because the longer it is, the higher it goes up. And then when you have a really big fence over there, and you got power poles over here, and you're like, man, this is just so tight. Then you gotta slow down a little bit and lower your header so you got good visibility, because the last thing you want to do is clip a power pole. Yeah, they're pretty close. And let me tell you guys, those power poles, they ain't gonna move. I'm just gonna have a folding header. Woo! And then when you got a sign and a power pole, well then that's what makes things fun. That's what I get out of bed in the morning for. There we go. Now when it comes to top speed, we can do about 25.3 miles an hour. believe it or not, that's awfully fast with a 50-foot header up front. I'll see you guys at the field. And just like that, we're at the field. We have service trucks here just in case, because our dealer is so awesome. They're like, when are you starting? This day. We're going to have a guy there, and he's going to be there all day just to make sure we're not chasing any little nuts and bolts around. I like that. Bouncy, bouncy. I think we lost some combine somewhere. Oh, there they are. They're coming down that road. Okay, we just switched out of road mode, went to the turtle, open up our hopper. Still opening. There it is. We got some generic lentil settings because I'm an idiot and I didn't save my last ones last year. That time when you're running the header because you got some hold downs a little bit too tight. We gotta loosen them off whenever she's gonna stop. Like, I can do it while it's moving, but like, come on. I might not be that fast. Oh, that squeaking's terrible. That's better, no squeaks. There shouldn't be any squeaks. Awesome. All right. Let's try this again. This is why our mechanics don't leave. We have seemed to have sprung an oil leak. You want to go shut it off, please? We're just nicely getting going here and working out some kinks. Well, it's a bit of a bumpy start here. We're all got a few to work on, but we're gonna have to get this sorted awfully quick. While we wait here, fitting came loose on the accumulator on the top of the concave. I think that's the problem. That was all redone, so I knew we were gonna chase some loose fittings and bolts and nuts. What did I tell you guys? So I thought we'll just watch and unload. All right. Mark's the driver of the truck, so he always stands up and guides. Hi, Mark. We don't ever typically open the chutes wide open on here. We go to about 50%, maybe 75 if we're in a hurry. Ha! It's hard on my allergies. Alright, well, you get the idea. Oh, I think it's going to get on the move. We're filling up here. Knock him right off there. No, okay, never mind. Alright, we got it all fixed up. We're ready to rock and roll. We got some fresh oil in there. We just want to get rid of all the oil on the side of the combine. Even though you wash, there's still going to be a dusty film on there. But I like to try to keep things as clean as I can. You guys know that. Alright. I'm up and rolling. They're not yet, but let's go combine. They're dumping. That combine, the tracked one over there is stopped. That's not a good sign. The tracked one is also the only one that doesn't have the updates done to the back end, because we were plugging these things like all the time. So here's hoping that they didn't plug it. And the reason why we haven't, or they didn't do anything with it, is because we want to check. Because they did all the other combines, so we want to check. So if they plugged it, then it will get its updates. And we're back on the road. We have to cut around some green here. You probably can't make that out very good, but it's a pretty good crop. It's probably in that 40 range, give or take. We're just gonna let Ashton go by here. Just give me a heart in the window. She's awesome.
Put a combine header settings, and then hit the speed icon, and then
It's pretty tough going. I think these reds are more green than they are red. My yield isn't accurate because I haven't scaled anything. We go old school. We don't really care what this technology tells us, to be quite honest, when it comes to yield. Moisture we care a little bit more about, but every load that we take off gets weighed, and every load we take off gets moisture tested at the farm. So it really don't give a crap what the combines tell us. And if you really want to know what your yield is doing, you just do the whole mile test. That's right, you take your 50 feet, you do the math on how many acres you're doing in a mile to how many bushels you can put in your hopper tank, and that'll give you a pretty close estimate. Everything else is who really gives a crap. As long as we're combining and bushels are coming off, that's the important thing. We got some red lentils going on in there. This is a 485 bushel hopper, give or take. Beautiful field. This field is about 640 acres. That is an average sized field in our farm. Should be some other combines out there somewhere. Alright guys, I think that's a wrap for today. You guys have yourself an awesome one. We will talk here in the future, because we have just begun these combine videos. And hopefully we can get the bugs worked out of them here quickly. ACO had them in their shop for a very long time, and we just knew that there was going to be some loose bolts, some missing bolts, and some loose fittings, and we knew that we were going to find them in about the first couple hours, and we have been. So for all you guys who already started harvest, stay safe out there, and make sure you remember one very important thing: have fun.